Okay, let's start the class. We have discussed about center of mass, examples also we have studied, few questions also we have done. Okay, now the next topic is torque. Okay, the next physical quantity which we have to study is torque. Okay, now whenever force is applied and the body is unable to move in the straight line motion, that is, we know that whenever force is applied, force produces some acceleration. The formula for the force is mass into acceleration. Okay, but if the acceleration cannot be produced in the body and the force is applied, then the body turns about its axis. So this turning effect which is produced by the force, that we call it as the torque. Okay, for example, when we open or shut the door, we apply the force on the plank of the door and the door rotates about its hinge, that is about its axis. So this turning effect which is produced by the force, we call it as the torque. Okay, if the body is it can move in the straight line motion, then you apply the force, there will be some acceleration in the body. Okay, but if the acceleration cannot be produced, then there will be some turning effect, and this turning effect we call it as the torque. So write down the turning effect produced by the force. The turning effect produced by the force is called as torque. Is called as torque. Okay, and it is represented by a symbol, and it is represented by a symbol as shown over here. Okay, this is a Greek symbol. Okay, and in Greek this symbol is called as tau. Okay, so this is the symbol, Greek symbol, which is called as tau, like they have alpha, beta, gamma. The same way this symbol is tau. Okay, and here this tau we are representing for torque. Okay, so torque is represented by this Greek symbol, and in Greek it is called as tau. Okay, now mathematically this tau is equal to force into the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. So tau is equal to force multiplied by perpendicular distance. Okay, perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. Tau is equal to force into perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. Okay, it is a vector quantity. It's a vector quantity. So it means two vectors. This is also some position vector. Force is a vector quantity. Two vectors are multiplied, and this product will be a vector quantity. Okay, so it will be the cross product of force and some distance. So in vector form it can be written as, in vector form, tau vector can be written as r cross f vector. Okay, so in vector form it is written as r cross f vector. So tau is a vector quantity, and what will be its direction? Its direction will be perpendicular to the plane containing r and f vectors. Okay, as it is the cross product, we know that suppose a cross b vector is equal to c vector. C vector is perpendicular to the plane containing a and b vectors. The same way, tau vector is perpendicular to the plane containing r and f vectors. Okay, so write down tau is a vector quantity. Tau is a vector quantity, and its direction is perpendicular to the plane containing r and f vectors. Containing r and f vectors. Okay, SI unit of tau is, as you can see here, meter Newton. So its SI unit is Newton into meter. and its dimensional formula. Dimension is Newton is the unit of force, and we know that the dimension of force is mLt raised to the power minus 2 into meter, which is the unit of length, into L. So it will be mL square T raised to the power minus 2. So its dimensional formula is mL square T raised to the power minus 2. Okay, now we'll find out the various expressions of tau. First in Cartesian coordinates. Okay, write down expression of tau in Cartesian coordinates. Cartesian means xy coordinates. Tau in Cartesian coordinates. Okay, physically we'll understand it later. First we'll find out only the formula. Okay, as we know that tau vector is equal to r cross f vector, cross product of r and f vectors. Okay, let r and f vectors are in space, that is they have all three components x, y as well as z components. So r vector can be written as in rectangular components. In vectors we have already studied xi cap plus yj cap plus z into k cap, whereas f vector can be written as some component of the force along x axis fxi cap plus fy into j cap plus fz into k cap. Okay, in order to find out r cross f vector, we use the determinant form. So tau vector is equal to, in the first row we write the unit vectors along x, y and z components, which are I, j and k, and then in the second row we write down the components of r vector along x, y and z axis, which are x, y and z. Okay, then in the third row we write down the components of the force along x, y and z, fx, fy and fz. Okay, I think everyone knows how to simplify it. I cap, leave this row, this column, y fz minus z fy. This how we simplify. So y fz minus z fy minus j cap, leave this row, this column, x fz minus z fx plus k cap, leave this row, this column, x fy minus y fx. Okay, as r and f are in the space, so tau will also have all three components. So tau vector can be written as some component of the tau along x axis, tau x into I cap, tau y into j cap plus tau z into k cap. This is equation number 2. This is equation number 1. Comparing 1 and 2, you will get the components of the tau along x, y and z axis. So compare 1 and 2, this equation and the other one. So what do you get? Tau x is equal to y fz minus z fy. Okay, this is tau x I cap. This is also I cap into this. This component will be tau x. So tau x is equal to y fz minus z fy. The same way, the component of the tau along y axis, take this minus sign inside. Why? Here it is plus tau y into j cap So here also it should be plus tau y into j cap. This component will be tau y. So what will be it? Take this minus sign inside. ZFX minus XFZ. ZFX minus XFZ. The same way, the component of the tau along z-axis will be equal to xfy minus yfx. So these are the components of the torque along x, y and z axis. So here you can see that if R and F are in YZ plane, okay, R and F are in YZ plane, YFZ, ZFY, then the tau will be acting along x axis. If R and F vectors are in ZX plane, then tau will be acting along y axis. The same way, if R and F are in XY plane, then the tau will be acting along z axis. Okay, so here if R and F vectors are in XY plane, then the tau vector, as it is the cross product, we know that tau will be perpendicular to the plane containing R and F vectors. So here R and F, if they are in XY plane, tau will be acting along z axis. Okay, so note it down. So what do we see? Tau vector is perpendicular to the plane containing x and y, containing R and F vectors.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can we write tau x as zfy minus yfz?
Your voice is not clear.
Ma'am, can we write tau x as yfz, zfy minus yfz?
YFZ minus,
Zfy as zfy minus yfz.
okay. Where you are saying the here YFZ minus ZFY, YFZ minus ZFY, and when we take it here XFZ minus ZFX, when we take K cap XFY minus YFX, so this component will be, compare it with this tau x plus tau y, because tau will have all three components x, y and z, and how do we write down any vector quantity in all three components? Tau x I cap plus tau y z cap plus. Okay, now when you compare here, minus sign is outside, take this minus sign inside, then only you can compare with that equation. So it would be zfx minus xfz. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so write down if R and F vectors, if R and F vectors are in XY plane, then torque acts along Z axis, and is given by XFY minus YFX. Okay, one component will take it. We'll take R and F in XY plane, then tau will be acting along Z axis, and this equation, as it is in XY coordinates, so that is why we call it as in Cartesian coordinates. So this is the expression of the tau in Cartesian coordinates. Okay, so here we have taken R and F are in XY plane, so tau will be acting along Z axis. And this expression is the expression in Cartesian coordinates. Okay, next we'll find out the expression of tau in polar coordinates. Expression of tau in polar means r, theta, phi. In maths you must have studied. Okay, in polar coordinates. Okay, now with the figure we'll understand torque in polar coordinates. Okay, let a particle here having a position vector r and a force is applied on this particle so that it rotates. Okay, it rotates. Let the force is applied along this direction. Okay, it is not along the straight line along r vector. A force is applied. Let this force is making an angle alpha with the x-axis. Okay, particle is in xy plane. Its position vector is r vector, that is from the origin. It is at r distance, and let this position vector is making theta angle with the x-axis. A force is applied due to which the particle will rotate, and this force is making not the same angle theta. It is making some other angle which we let it is equal to alpha. And this straight line which we have extended, this line we call it as the line of action of force. This is called as line of action. Line of action of force. This straight line along which the force is applied, this straight line we call it as the line of action of force. Okay, now due to this force, the particle will rotate. Okay, the particle rotates when the force is applied. Why? Because some torque is applied, some turning effect is there. Okay, now let's find out. We know that as R and F are in XY plane, so tau will be acting along Z axis, which is equal to XFY minus YFX. Okay, now this R is in XY plane, that is some distance along the X axis. In terms of trigonometric ratio, X is equal to R cos theta. Y distance is equal to R sin theta. Okay, this resolution of vectors we have already done in the chapter vectors. Okay, so here if you draw a triangle, find out cos theta. Cos theta is equal to this base upon hypotenuse. So this base is equal to R cos theta. So here X is equal to R cos theta and Y is equal to R sin theta. Okay. Now the same way this force also will resolve it in X and Y components. Along X axis, this is Fx. Along Y axis, Fy. And what is this force making an angle with the X axis? Alpha. So Fx is equal to F cos alpha. Fy is equal to F sin alpha. Okay, we have resolved the force vector along X and Y axis. So Fx is equal to F cos alpha and Fy is equal to F sin alpha. Substitute in this equation and find the expression of tau. That will be in this terms r theta phi alpha. So this expression we'll call it as the tau in polar coordinates. Okay, only we have to find out the expression. Hurry up, substitute and find out the expression. I'll write only the final expression. R and F will be outside. Cos theta into sin alpha minus sin theta into cos alpha, which can be written as R into F sin alpha cos theta minus cos alpha sin theta minus cos alpha into sin theta. Okay, in mathematics you must have studied one formula, sin A cos B minus cos A sin B is equal to sin A minus B. Okay, here it is sin alpha cos theta minus cos alpha sin theta is equal to sin alpha minus theta. So R into F, this can be written as sin alpha minus theta. Okay, this is the formula, bio students. If you have studied this, I think in my class 10th, you have studied this formula, sin A cos B minus cos A sin B is sin A minus B. Okay, if you haven't studied, note it down. This is the formula, sin A cos B minus cos A sin B is sin A minus B. So here it is sin alpha cos theta minus cos alpha sin theta can be written as sin alpha minus theta. So tau is equal to r into f into sin alpha minus theta. Okay, now we again come back to the figure. Let this angle is phi. Okay, now various angles here we are discussing. Theta is the angle which the position vector r is making with the x-axis. Alpha is the angle which the force vector is making with the x-axis. Now phi is the angle between r and f vectors. This is the r vector, this is the f vector. So phi is the angle between r and f vectors. Okay, now see this triangle. Alpha is the exterior angle which should be equal to the sum of the interior two opposite angles. That is, alpha should be equal to theta plus phi. Okay, I think everyone knows this exterior angle is equal to sum of the interior two opposite angles in case of a triangle. This is the exterior angle of a triangle. So here we see that alpha is equal to theta plus phi. So alpha minus theta is equal to phi angle. Okay, and what is this phi angle? It is between r and f vectors. Theta is the angle r making with the x-axis. Alpha is the angle force making with the x-axis. Now phi is the angle between r and f vectors. So tau vector can be written as r. Tau vector is equal to r into f into sin phi. Is the expression of the tau in polar coordinates. So the expression of tau in polar coordinates is r into f into sin phi, where phi is the angle between r and f vectors. Okay, hurry up, note it down. Now from the same formula, we'll find out that this tau, as we defined, when we defined this tau, we said that tau is force into perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. So we'll derive the same formula. So tau is equal to r into f into sin phi is the expression in polar coordinates. Okay, note it down. Okay, now in the same figure, we'll draw one perpendicular from the origin. This is the axis of rotation. From the origin to the line of action of force. So here we draw a perpendicular. Okay, let ON is the perpendicular. ON is the perpendicular which we have drawn from the origin to the line of the action of force. So this angle is equal to 90 degree. So this triangle ONP is a right angle triangle. Why? Because we have drawn the perpendicular over here. Okay, so in this right angle triangle, let us find out sin phi. Okay, it's a right angle triangle. Forget about this theta. Okay, it is a right angle triangle. We are finding out sin phi. Sin phi is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Okay, what is the perpendicular? ON is the perpendicular. And what is the hypotenuse? R. Okay, so let us find out sin phi. This expression is the expression in polar coordinates. Okay, now here in triangle ONP, in right angle triangle ONP, we are finding out sin phi. Sin phi is equal to perpendicular. Perpendicular is ON upon hypotenuse, which is R. So ON is equal to R sin phi. So R sin phi can be written as ON. What is this ON? Perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. So tau is equal to F into perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. What is that perpendicular distance? ON. So as we defined, tau is equal to force into the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. ON is the perpendicular distance from axis of rotation. ON is the perpendicular distance from axis of rotation. So tau is the product of force and the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. Okay, one more expression of tau here will determine. Okay, and here let's see due to which component of force this tau is used, that is tau is applicable only for one of the components of force. Okay, written till here. So the first expression we have found in Cartesian coordinates. If R and F are in xy plane, then the tau is acting along z axis, which is given by xfy minus yfx. Then we have found out the expression of tau in polar coordinates, which is equal to r into f into sine phi, where phi is the angle between r and f vectors. From the same expression, we derived that tau is equal to force into the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. Because when we defined, this was the definition of tau. It is the product of force and the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. So it is force into this ON, which is the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. Okay, now the same figure. Okay, you will draw another figure. I am drawing in the same figure. Okay, the same figure. Origin. R and F are in xy plane. R vector making an angle theta with the x-axis. A force is applied, which is making an angle alpha with the x-axis. Angle between R and F vectors is phi. Okay, now let us extend this line. This position vector line we have extended. If this angle is phi, this angle is also equal to phi, vertically opposite angles. Okay, so if this angle is phi, this is also phi. Now we'll again resolve the force vector, not along x and y axis, along r vector. Let this is fr vector and a vector perpendicular to fr. Let it is ft, transverse component of force. Okay, so force we have resolved in two components. The radial component, this component fr is called as the radial component of the force and ft is called as the transverse component of the force. Okay, this is along the radius vector. So that is why it is called as the radial component of the force. Okay, now resolving F along R vector and perpendicular to it. So what do we get? FR and perpendicular to it. Let us, this is the transverse component. Okay, here FR is called as the radial component. FR is the radial component of force. And FT is the transverse component of force. Yes, hurry up, tell me. What is FR equal to? FR will be equal to F cos phi touching phi. Okay, what is the angle between F and FR? Phi. So FR is equal to F cos phi and FT is equal to F sin phi. Okay, the same way in cos and sine. Okay, so the radial component is F cos phi and the transverse component is F sin phi. Now let's come back to the equation. Tau in polar coordinates is given by R, F into sine phi. Okay, so what is this F sine phi? This is the transverse component of force. So tau is equal to R into Ft. That is, tau is only due to the transverse component of the force. Due to this radial component, no tau is there. The tau is 0. So that is why force vector we have not extended along the same line or along R. Okay, force is acting along some other direction. Force is making an angle alpha, R is making an angle theta. Okay, so because due to this radial component of the force, the tau is 0. There won't be any tau. The body will not rotate. The particle will not rotate due to this radial component of force. Only due to the transverse component of the force, the tau is applicable. So write down. Hurry up, note it down and write down. Write down due to radial component. Due to radial component, the torque is 0. The torque is 0. The torque is only due to the transverse component of force. Is only due to the transverse component of force. Okay, so these expressions, various expressions we have derived for the torque. Okay, which you will revise it today, and then only we can proceed further. Okay, tomorrow practically also we'll see how this torque is, how this torque can be maximum, how it can be minimum. All these expressions we'll see it tomorrow. Okay, wait, let me take your attendance.